Hey, everybody. So, this is a long time coming. My name is Dr. D, and I'm going to be launching my YouTube channel and podcast all at the same time. They're going to actually be one in the same to some degree. And I'm going to do this super transparent. I'm going to be looking at my screen. I got things that I've written that I want to say, things that I don't want to forget. And, one of the reasons that I'm doing this, especially now, is because somebody told me a while back that, there was people who were trying to get to me that couldn't find me, that I was kind of out of alignment with who I'm supposed to be in the world because there were women and children and girls and folks who needed my services and just didn't know how to get to me. And I had a very visceral reaction to it, and I was just kind of like, no. But then I've actually thought about it, and the reality is that as a healing justice consultant, my work has become to some degree super exclusive, because if you are not part of an organization, if you're not part of an institution, if you're not part of a community that has access, that has resources, you're not going to get to me. Not because you can't find me on the internet, this, that, and the third, but because mostly I go in to support organizations and programs and conferences, and if you're not a part of that, you're not going to be able to get my services. And so I really wanted to create a space where anybody who needed support, who needed healing, and I'm going to talk to you more about what I do as I go through the YouTube channels. I'm not going to take a day to explain that. You're going to experience it because that's who I am. And you're going to vibe with me and see exactly what it is that I do. And so I'm super excited. This has been years in the making. I've had a gazillion coaches, and they were all like, it's the time. You need to get online. You need to put yourself out there. And I saw cancel culture come and go. I see the bullying. I see all of these things. And I was like, I'm not doing it. But given the times that we're in, we have to all step in, step out of our comfort, step up, let community know that we are here. And so this is my podcast, and it is called Every Little Girl Has a Story. It is in my YouTube channel called For Every Little Girl. And but this is a podcast not just for little girls. It is a gender expansive podcast. It is for folks that are in a space where they're like, survival mode is not how I'm going to end my story. And so let me tell you a little bit. This podcast is for survivors. It's for victims on the front lines. It is for entrepreneurs. It's for leaders. It's for executives. It is for philanthropists, for healers, for creatives, and for all the first responders, social workers, teachers, who know that survival mode is not the end of their story, right? I believe that every little girl has a story. Every little girl is born fully self-expressed, totally in her power. Children who are born dare to dream, they dare to love, to play, to laugh. Every little girl and every child is born courageous and beautiful and worthy. There is nothing in this world that they cannot do. And then something happens. And something happens that impacts the way that they love, that they live, and that they lead without them knowing. And when we don't have a space to heal, when we don't give them an opportunity to heal, then we embody we're not good enough. It's our fault. Nobody loves us. We don't belong nowhere. We're not worth it. Nobody cares about us. And we bring that to all of our dreams, how we create families, how we create organizations, how we create community, how we create relationships, how we create friendships. And so, welcome. I'm going to be sharing my personal story as I talk about the impact that trauma, that gender-based violence, that oppression, that heartbreak, that poverty and neglect has on our mind, body, and spirit, especially for those of us that are running nonprofits, that are in social service institutions, that are here doing the work of the heart for people and are stepping into the gap where government has failed us to some degree. So, welcome to my journey and welcome to your journey, because I don't just come out to anybody. I am a light worker. I am a spiritual worker. I am a healing justice practitioner, and I bridge spirituality and social justice very intentional. Um, because the most important resource that any business, any organization, any family, any community has, especially for those of us that are not making money off of this heart centered work, is us. It's you. You are the most important resource beyond funding in your life, in your leadership. It's you. So I am your host. My name is Dr. D. That is short for Dr. Dayanara Malte. And in this podcast, I'm going to dive into the complex topic of trauma, of healing, of social justice, and its impact on individuals and organizations. I'm going to explore in conversation with you how we can create spaces and movements that center healing and prioritize accountability without perpetuating harm, both harm for ourselves and harm for others. We're going to have some really super engaging conversations. I'm going to try to bring in experts and leaders in the field. I'll be sharing my own stories. We will examine practices, tools, and approaches. And we're going to hold the tension between organizational development, leadership development, and individual healing and collective healing. And we're going to ask these tough questions, right? Where does healing belong in organizations, in businesses, in institutions, when it is up against all the other priorities, right, that an organization has? And when it's up against your own life, right? You have so many things going on in your life that sometimes the way that healing is presented to us, self-care, health and wellness, is like this extra thing that you need to now add onto your plate, right? And frankly, we don't have time, and sometimes we don't even have energy for it, right? So join me, because I am building a global healing movement, one little girl at a time, right? Join me to build a movement. Every little girl has a story, and it's going to be a global movement, and we're going to heal one little girl at a time. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for staying this long. And just let you know a little bit about me and who I am. I am an international consultant. I am an executive coach. I'm a healing justice practitioner. I have my own retreat center in the Dominican Republic, which I'm super excited because it's a little new. And I work with entrepreneurs, with nonprofits, with philanthropists, with institutions in public health, and in social service. And I work at the intersections of gender-based violence and reproductive justice. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've been an executive director. I've played every position in an organization. I am the founder of the World Healing Lab, which is a group of practitioners who go out to different organizations, who do leadership development, program development, but grounding the organization and its system and its culture in healing and bridging spirituality and social justice, in bringing health and wellness, and bringing self-care as an embodied practice, as a core value to the work that you do, not in addition to, not something that you need to fight over in order to bring that practice into your space. Some people say that I am a trusted healing justice consultant. But really, what I love to do and what I am known for is to identify the social, emotional, spiritual, and intellectual impact that trauma has on our ability to love, to live, and to lead. And so I'm super excited about going on this journey with you, journey and a conversation about healing with accountability as a heart practice towards personal and organizational sustainability, and ultimately creating a different world. I'm so excited. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. Peace.